How much does it really cost for two Americans to live in Osaka, Japan? We've tracked every yen we spend, and today we're sharing our real monthly budget. Welcome to Unretired in Japan, where we're documenting what life after early retirement really looks like. Let's go. We are Brian and Allison, two Americans who retired early and moved to Osaka, Japan to start a new chapter of life. Before we jump into the numbers, I want to give you a little context because every budget depends on the lifestyle behind it. We live in a one-bedroom apartment, we don't own a car, and we get around almost entirely by train and a lot of walking. We also have our little dog Meyli, so you'll see some pet-related expenses later in the video. One thing that's important to understand is that we live extremely comfortably. This isn't a bare-bones lifestyle or an experiment to see how little we can spend. We enjoy life here in Osaka, and we're not constantly looking for ways to cut costs. To make this easier to follow, we're going to break our monthly expenses into two parts. First, we'll cover our fixed monthly expenses, the bills we know we're going to pay every month. And then we'll move into our variable expenses, the categories that change depending on how we choose to spend our time and money. By the end of the video, you'll know exactly what it costs for the two of us to live comfortably in Osaka, Japan. Let's start with the largest fixed expense we have each month: rent. We live in a fairly large 53 square meter 1 LDK apartment. If you're not familiar with Japanese apartment codes, I recommend checking out our video explaining what they all mean, because once you understand them, apartment hunting in Japan becomes a whole lot easier. We pay about $1,100 per month, or 165,000 yen per month. Our apartment is on the top floor of a building in a quiet residential neighborhood. We're not in the middle of busy Namba, but we're close enough that we can walk there if we want to. For us, it's the perfect balance. We get the peace and quiet of a residential area without feeling disconnected from everything Osaka has to offer. When we first started looking at apartments, we thought we'd end up with something much smaller. Instead, we've got enough space to live comfortably, work on our projects, and never feel cramped. Considering the size, the location, and the quality of the apartment, we've been extremely happy with what $1,100 per month gets us in Osaka. The next category is utilities, and this was one of the biggest unknowns before we moved to Japan. We had heard everything from utilities are really cheap to your electric bill will be shocking in the summer. So we really didn't know what to expect. We spend about $185 per month, or 28,000 yen, on utilities. That includes electricity, gas, water, and sewer. During the summer, electricity is by far our biggest utility expense because we're running the air conditioning every day. We expect gas to become a larger portion of our utility bill during the winter when we're using more hot water and heating. Water and sewer, on the other hand, have been surprisingly inexpensive and make up only a small part of our monthly utility costs. Overall, we found utilities in Osaka to be very reasonable. We don't avoid using the air conditioning, we take hot showers, we do laundry, and we live comfortably without worrying about every kilowatt or every drop of water. The next fixed expense is healthcare, and honestly, this has been one of the biggest surprises since moving to Japan. Like everyone living in Japan, we're enrolled in the national health insurance system. The amount you pay depends on factors like your income and where you live, but because we're newly retired with relatively low taxable income, our monthly premium is very affordable. For the two of us, we currently pay about $30 per month, or 4,500 yen, for our health insurance coverage. That's for both of us. To put that into perspective, we were paying almost 10 times that much every month for health insurance in the United States. Healthcare was one of our largest recurring expenses before we retired, so seeing our monthly premium drop this dramatically has honestly been incredible. Now, it's important to point out that this number is just our healthcare premium. We're keeping doctor visits, prescriptions, over-the-counter medications, and any other medical expenses in a separate category later in the video because those costs can vary from month to month. For us, Japan's healthcare system has been one of the biggest financial benefits of making this move, and it's an expense we simply don't worry about the way we used to. The last of our fixed monthly expenses is internet and our mobile phone service. For internet, we have fiber optic service in our apartment, which costs about $55 per month or 8,000 yen. The connection has been fast, reliable, and more than capable of handling everything we do, including streaming, video calls, and uploading YouTube videos. For our phones, we each use an eSIM instead of a traditional Japanese cell phone plan. Together, our two phone plans cost about $45 per month or 7,000 yen. We have plenty of data for navigation, messaging, and staying connected while we're out exploring Osaka or traveling around Japan. That brings our combined internet and phone costs to about $100 per month or 15,000 yen. With that, we've covered all of our fixed monthly expenses. So far, our total fixed monthly expenses come to about $1,415 or 212,500 yen. That's everything we pay before we spend a single dollar on groceries, food, transportation, entertainment, or anything else. Now let's move into the variable expenses, starting with transportation. One of the biggest reasons we can live comfortably without owning a car is Japan's incredible public transportation system. Almost every trip we take is by train. Instead of buying individual tickets every time we travel, we both use what's called an IC card. It's a rechargeable transit card that works almost everywhere. Our transportation budget comes to $100 per month, or about 16,000 yen. What really stands out to us isn't just how convenient everything is, it's how reliable it is. The trains are clean, they're quiet, and they're almost always on time. After spending decades driving almost everywhere in the United States, it's been a refreshing change to simply walk to the station, hop on a train, and let someone else do the driving. We don't have to worry about car payments, insurance, gasoline, parking, maintenance, or unexpected repairs. Living in Osaka, we found that owning a car simply isn't necessary for the lifestyle we live. For the two of us, $100 a month has been more than enough to explore Osaka, run errands, visit different neighborhoods, and even take the occasional trip outside the city. Now let's move on to what is easily our biggest variable expense, food. Our biggest monthly expense is food, and we spend about $1,155 per month, or roughly 185,000 yen. Now, before that number scares you, let me explain what that includes. One of the biggest surprises after moving to Japan was discovering how affordable it is to eat out. In the United States, going to a restaurant often felt like a special occasion because it was so expensive. Here, it's just part of everyday life. For example, the two of us can go to a conveyor belt sushi restaurant, have a great meal, and spend around $15 total. We can get a filling bowl of ramen for well under $10, a curry meal for about the same, or a delicious tonkatsu lunch without breaking the budget. In many cases, it's honestly just as affordable and sometimes even cheaper to eat out than it is to buy all the ingredients and cook at home. Our typical day is pretty simple. We usually eat breakfast at home, then we'll either go out for lunch or dinner at a restaurant. For the other meal, we'll often stop by a grocery store or convenience store and pick up a freshly prepared meal like a bento, sushi, pasta, sandwiches, or one of the many other ready-to-eat options that are available almost everywhere. If you've never been to Japan, it's hard to describe just how different the convenience stores are here. Back home, I thought of places like 7-Eleven or gas stations as somewhere you'd stop for a soda or a bag of chips. In Japan, the convenience stores are completely different. Places like Lawson, Family Mart, and 7-Eleven sell fresh meals that are made daily. You can find rice bowls, sandwiches, salads, fried chicken, pasta, curry, onigiri, desserts, and surprisingly good coffee. The food is consistently fresh, it's inexpensive, and it's something we eat regularly, not just when we're in a hurry. So while $1,155 a month might sound like a lot at first, it's paying for far more than groceries. It's paying for restaurant meals, coffee shops, convenience store food, grocery shopping, and the freedom to enjoy one of the best food cities in the world without feeling like we have to watch every dollar. Now let's talk about something that's just as fun: entertainment. One thing we've discovered since moving to Osaka is that getting out and doing things doesn't have to be expensive. For entertainment, we spend about $138 per month, or roughly 22,000 yen. One of our favorite purchases has been our annual passes to Universal Studios Japan. Since we can visit whenever we want, we don't feel like we have to spend an entire day there to get our money's worth. Sometimes we'll go for just a few hours, ride a couple of attractions, grab a snack, and head home. Those tickets were about $120 a piece for the entire year. So that's $10 a month US to enjoy Universal Studios whenever we want. We also enjoy going to the movies, and movie tickets in Japan are generally less expensive than what we were used to paying in the United States. Add in some popcorn and it's still a very affordable night out. We are big sports fans, so you'll often find us at Japanese baseball games. Even professional baseball here can be surprisingly affordable, and the atmosphere is unlike anything we experienced back home. Between the organized cheering sections, songs, and the energy of the crowd, it's an experience we never get tired of. Beyond that, Osaka has countless parks, museums, seasonal festivals, shopping districts, temples, and neighborhoods to explore. Many of those activities are free or cost very little, so it's easy to spend an afternoon exploring somewhere new without spending much money at all. That's probably been one of the biggest surprises about living in Japan. We find ourselves going out and doing more while spending less than we did in the United States. Now let's talk about one very important member of our family, Meyli, our little Shih Tzu. Our budget for the dog is about $63 per month, or 10,000 yen for her expenses. That covers her food, treats, toys, and the occasional surprise purchase from the pet store. Like us, she's adjusted really well to life in Japan. One of the larger expenses is grooming. She gets a haircut about every 2 months, and each grooming appointment costs about $60, or roughly 9,000 yen. Fortunately, she's been a very healthy dog, so we rarely have unexpected veterinary bills. We still budget for them just in case, but most months our spending is simply food, treats, and setting aside money for her next grooming appointment. Now let's look at another category that tends to surprise people: household goods. We spend about $81 per month, or around 13,000 yen, for household goods. This includes everything from cleaning supplies, laundry detergent, to kitchen utensils, storage containers, dishes, bathroom items, and all those little things you don't think about until you need them. One of our favorite discoveries in Japan has been the 100 yen stores, especially Daiso, Syria, and Can-Do. If you're picturing an American dollar store, think again. These stores are on a completely different level. The products are well designed, the stores are clean and organized, and the quality is surprisingly good. We've bought dishes, glassware, cooking utensils, storage bins, and the best part? Most of those items cost just 100 yen, which is about 60 cents in the United States. It's honestly amazing what you can buy for that price. Our next category is postage and stationery. This is one of our smallest categories, but it's one we like to keep track of. We budget $13 per month, or around 2,000 yen. International postage has been surprisingly reasonable. It costs about $1, or 160 yen, to mail a standard letter from Japan to the United States. Our final category is our catch-all category for the everyday items that don't fit anywhere else. We call it medical and miscellaneous, and we budget $113 per month, or around 18,000 yen. Things like sunscreen, ibuprofen, cold medicine, vitamins, mouthwash, deodorant, toothpaste, and other personal care products all end up here. These are the kind of things you don't buy every week, but over the course of a month, they definitely add up. Now that we've looked at every category, let's add everything together and see what it really costs for the two of us to live comfortably in Osaka, Japan. After tracking every category for an entire month, here's what it costs for the two of us to live comfortably in Osaka. When you first hear a number like 3,141 American dollars a month, it may sound high, but remember what that includes. Rent, utilities, healthcare, fiber internet, 2 mobile phone plans, transportation, restaurants, groceries, all of those things. For about $38,000 a year, we found that we can live comfortably in one of the world's great cities while enjoying experiences that simply became too expensive to do regularly back in the United States. If you found this video helpful, we'd really appreciate if you'd give it a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel. We're documenting what life after early retirement really looks like, sharing both the costs and the experiences of building a new life here in Japan. Thank you so much for watching, and until next time, we'll be counting our yen unretired in Japan.